My name is Luke. I'm the Implementation Director for APAC for Revizto. And in this learning session, we're going to look at a workflow where you could start recording your site-based inspection forms into the Revizto environment. So many people are already using the Revizto iPad application. It's a great way to get the model and the drawings and the issue tracking happening all out on site. But probably what we haven't thought about, or some haven't thought about as much, is how we can actually perhaps use the iPad application and Revizto to start storing our forms in the Revizto environment. So how are we going to do this? There's a few steps we want to take first. One is in our stamp settings here. We want to create a stamp category called forms. And we would really want to have a stamp per form type. So in this case, we have an excavation permit request form. The other prerequisite for the workflow that we're going to show you today is a Box account. And if we switch over to Box for a moment, what we have set up there is a parent folder. Inside of the parent folder is a templates folder, and then a folder for each project where the forms will be stored. So if we're going to create additional projects and utilize this system, we would create additional project folders side by side in here. Now on the Revizto project side, we imagine this is a project that we have started up. In the docs area, we have connected or integrated through to one of those project folders. So we now have the environment set up. We've got the stamp created. We've got the docs integrated, set up, ready to go. We're now going to switch over to the iPad, which is where this work will be done, and have a look at how our site teams would start recording these forms in Revizto. So looking at the iPad screen here, and what we're in there is the Files app, which is just the normal Files app on the iPad. So if I go to Files, on the left-hand side, you'll notice you can go to Box, and you can start browsing your Box folders. So we'll go to the same location we were looking at earlier, Revizto Forms, and imagining we're about to start recording a new form on site. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is open my form templates, and what we've got in there is a smart PDF form. If I tap on it to open it up, it's not filled out or anything yet, but it is able to be filled. So what I'm firstly going to do is I'm going to do save to files here. And we're basically going to create a copy of this form inside of the relevant project folder. So tapping on the project folder, tapping on the file name as well. Each form should get a unique file name. Perhaps you have some naming syntax for how those are named. So clicking done and save. We've now used the template folder to create a copy of the form in the project folder here. And we can see the new one there, and we're about to fill it out, right? So we tap on that. What we're leveraging here is the iPad files capability to actually start directly filling in these forms simply by tapping on them. Because it already is a smart PDF form, we can just start filling those in. You know, obviously the iPad, there's a number of other functions we could use. For example, the dictate feature. This is an excavation for existing services on site. Now, once we've finished filling in our form, all we need to do on the iPad here is press done, and that form has been saved. So now we're going to switch over to the Revizto 5 app. So essentially what we've done is we've saved the form that we have filled out, and we're now going to attach it into its location, either using the model or the drawing in Revizto. So in this case, let's do it on the model initially. So we're going to grab our stamp. It's a form excavation permit request, and we'll place it in the location there. And we'll additionally add a markup onto that, which will help define the area of the excavation, which we could optionally have a background on there. All right, click done. That raises the issue in the thread as we would expect. We can now go attach, docs, and find the form that we have just filled in and attach it to the thread. So what we've demonstrated is the ability to use the iPad and the box connection to distribute smart PDF form templates to a mobile device and then attach those into location in Revizto. We could also do this from a drawing. If the form is relevant to a particular area on the drawing, we could use the same workflow, attach excavation permit request form. We could optionally do a markup for the area that's going to be excavated and click done. And in the thread, attach docs and attach the form that's relevant to that location. So we can see here now that Revizto can be used in a hybrid mode to start linking documents, forms through to their location. And as with everything in Revizto, we don't just have the 2D location or the 3D. We can switch between environments, switching from 2D to 3D and back again to see where that particular issue is on site. Now we do plan to add more features to improve this overall workflow in Revizto, but this is a demonstration to see what you can do right now with forms in Revizto. And thank you for listening to this learning session.